There's a war you're fighting that nobody knows about. Not your wife, not your friends, not your family. And if you're honest, you're tired of fighting it alone. You smile in public. You perform at work. You show up for your family. You post success on social media. But inside, you're at war. With your habits, with your thoughts, with your failures, with your secrets, with yourself. And nobody sees it. Nobody knows. Nobody understands. Because men don't talk about this battle. We're trained not to. We're taught to be strong, to have it together, to figure it out, to handle it. So we fight this war in silence, alone, pretending everything's fine while we're falling apart inside. But here's what you need to know. You're not the only one fighting this battle. Every man you see is fighting it too. That guy who looks like he has it all together. He's fighting. That successful man you admire. He's fighting. That strong man you respect. He's fighting. Every single man is fighting this silent battle. They're just fighting it alone too. Let me tell you what this battle looks like. And maybe for the first time in your life, you'll realize you're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not alone. You're just a man, fighting the battle that comes with being a man. The first front of this silent battle is the war against your flesh, your appetites, your desires, your impulses, the things your body wants that your spirit knows are wrong, the temptations that hit you when you're alone, when you're tired, when your guard is down, when nobody's watching. Romans 7 verse 15 describes this battle perfectly. For I do not understand my own actions. For I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. You know what's right. You want to do what's right. But you find yourself doing what's wrong. And you hate yourself for it. You promise yourself it's the last time. And then you do it again. And again. And the shame builds. The guilt compounds. The self-hatred grows. And you can't tell anyone. Because they'll judge you. They'll lose respect for you. They'll see you differently. So you fight this battle alone. In secret. In shame. Trying to overcome by willpower what can only be overcome by God's power. The battle against porn. Against lust. Against sexual sin. It's a war every man faces. Some are winning. Most are losing. All are fighting it alone. In the dark. In silence. Hoping nobody ever finds out how hard this battle is. How many times they've fallen. How weak they feel. The second front is the war against your thoughts. The negative self-talk. The lies you believe about yourself. The doubts that plague you. The fears that paralyze you. The insecurities you hide. The anxiety you mask. The depression you bury. Your mind is a battlefield. And the enemy knows it. He attacks you there constantly, telling you you're not enough. You'll never succeed. You're a failure. You're a fraud. You're going to be exposed. Everyone's going to find out you're not as strong as they think. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5 commands, "We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ." Take every thought captive. That's the battle. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every day. And most of them are lies. Negative. Destructive. Self-defeating. And you have to fight them. Capture them. Reject them. Replace them with truth. But you fight this battle alone. Because men don't talk about their thoughts. We don't admit to anxiety. We don't confess to depression. We don't share our insecurities. We just smile, but say we're fine, and go back to fighting the war in our minds alone. The third front is the war against mediocrity. You know you're capable of more. You know you're settling. You know you're living below your potential. You know you should be working harder, training more, building something, creating something, becoming someone, but you're not. And every day you don't, you feel it. The disappointment in yourself. The awareness that you're wasting time. The knowledge that years are passing and you're not accomplishing what you should. The fear that you'll wake up at 50 and realize you wasted your life. Proverbs 13 verse 4 says, "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." You crave more. You want more. But you're not doing what it takes to get more. You're stuck in comfort, trapped in routine, paralyzed by fear. And you know it. And it eats at you. Every single day. This gap between who you are and who you could be. And you fight this battle alone. Because you can't admit to people that you're lazy, that you're scared, that you're stuck, that you know you should be doing more but you're not. So you make excuses. You justify your choices. You pretend you're happy where you are. While inside, you're at war with your own mediocrity. The fourth front is the war against your past. The mistakes you've made. The people you've hurt. The opportunities you've wasted. The versions of yourself you're ashamed of. The things you've done that you can't undo. The words you said that you can't take back. The choices you made that you can't change. Your past haunts you. Reminds you of your failures. Makes you question if you deserve the good things you have. Makes you wonder if you'll ever truly be free from who you used to be. Makes you live in fear that people will find out who you really are. Isaiah 43 verses 18 to 19 offers hope. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? God is doing a new thing. But you're still fighting the old thing. Still carrying guilt. Still bearing shame. Still imprisoned by past mistakes. Still punishing yourself for things God has forgiven. And you fight this battle alone. Because you can't tell people about your past. About what you did. About who you were. About the darkness you came from. So you carry it. In silence. In secret. Hoping the weight doesn't crush you. The fifth front is the war against your emotions. The anger you suppress. The hurt you hide. The grief you won't process. The pain you won't acknowledge. The vulnerability you won't show. Men aren't supposed to feel. We're supposed to be strong. Stoic. Unmoved. But you feel everything. You're angry at injustice. Hurt by betrayal. Grieving losses. Scared of failure. Lonely in crowds. Overwhelmed by responsibility. Tired of being strong. But you can't show it. Because showing emotion is weakness. So you bury it. Push it down. Pretend it's not there. But buried emotions don't die. They fester. They grow. They poison you from the inside. They leak out in destructive ways. In rage. In addiction. In isolation. In depression. In physical illness. Psalm 142 verse 2 models healthy emotional expression. I pour out my complaint before him. I tell my trouble before him. Pour out. To express. But men don't do that. We hold it in. We handle it. We deal with it. Alone. And it's killing us. Literally. Men die younger. Commit suicide more. Suffer in silence more. Because we're fighting this emotional war alone. The sixth front is the war against your responsibilities. You're carrying weight that nobody sees. The pressure of providing. The burden of leading. The stress of protecting. The exhaustion of being needed by everyone while needing no one. The expectation that you'll always be strong. Always have answers. Always fix problems. Always be the rock. Nobody asks if you're okay. Nobody checks on you. Nobody offers to carry your burden. Because you're the man. You're supposed to carry it. So you do. Silently. Alone. Until the weight becomes crushing. Galatians 6 verse 2 says, bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. But who bears yours? Who carries your weight? Who checks on the man everyone else leans on? Nobody. So you fight this battle alone. The battle to keep going when you're exhausted. To stay strong when you're breaking. To lead when you're lost. To provide when you're depleted. To protect when you're vulnerable. And you do it in silence. Because that's what men do. The seventh front is the war against your doubts. About God. About faith. About purpose. About meaning. You have questions you're not supposed to ask. Doubts you're not supposed to have. Struggles with belief that you can't admit. Because Christians aren't supposed to doubt. Men of faith aren't supposed to question. But you do. You wonder if God is real. If prayer works. If any of this matters. If there's actually a purpose, or if you're just telling yourself stories to cope with meaninglessness. You have dark nights of the soul where everything you believe feels uncertain. And you fight this battle alone. Because you can't admit doubt. Can't confess uncertainty. Can't question out loud. So you fake confidence in your faith while fighting disbelief in your heart. Mark 9 verse 24 gives permission to honest struggle. I believe, help my unbelief. Belief and unbelief coexisting. That's the reality. That's the battle. But men don't admit it, so we fight it alone. The eighth front is the war against isolation. You're surrounded by people but deeply lonely. You have surface relationships but no depth. Conversations but no connection. People who know you but don't actually know you. Because you don't let them. You've learned to keep people at arm's length. To show them the version of yourself they can handle. To hide the parts they wouldn't accept. To present strength while hiding weakness. To be known without being known. And the isolation is killing you. Humans weren't designed for isolation. We need connection. Real connection. Deep connection. The kind where someone knows your battle and fights with you instead of judging you. Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 to 10 says, "Two are better than one. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up." You're alone. Fighting battles without backup. Falling without anyone to lift you. And you stay that way because vulnerability is terrifying. Asking for help feels like weakness. Admitting struggle seems like failure. So you fight alone. And the isolation makes the battle harder. Because you're facing enemies that feed on secrecy. That thrive in darkness. That grow in silence. The ninth front is the war against time. You're getting older. Years are passing. Your body isn't what it was. Your energy is lower. Your opportunities are fewer. Your time is running out. And you're aware of all of it. Constantly. You see younger men and remember when you were that age. With that much time. That many possibilities. And you wonder if you've wasted yours. If you've used your time well. If you've built something that matters. If you'll leave a legacy or just a life. Psalm 90 verse 12 prays, "So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom." You're numbering your days. You're aware of mortality. You know time is limited. And that awareness creates urgency. And pressure. And fear that you're running out of time to become who you're meant to be. To do what you're meant to do. And you fight this battle alone. Because men don't talk about fear of aging. About anxiety over mortality. About regret over wasted years. We just keep moving. Keep working. Keep pretending we're not racing against time that we can't beat. The 10th front is the war for your identity. Who are you really? Beneath the roles. Beneath the titles. Beneath the masks. Beneath the performance. When you strip away husband, father, employee, provider, leader, what's left? Do you even know? You've defined yourself by what you do for so long that you don't know who you are. You've tied your worth to your performance. Your value to your production. Your identity to your accomplishments. And when those fluctuate, so does your sense of self. Ephesians 2 verse 10 declares who you are. "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works." You're God's workmanship. That's your identity. Not your job. Not your success. Not your performance. You're his creation. His son. His workmanship. But you fight to believe that. To root your identity in that truth instead of your achievements. And you fight this battle alone. Because men don't admit identity crises. Don't confess to feeling lost. Don't acknowledge that they don't know who they are anymore. So we fight in silence. Searching for ourselves while pretending we know exactly who we are. So what do? How do you fight this silent battle? First, you acknowledge it. You stop pretending. Stop performing. Stop acting like you have it all together. You admit that you're in a battle. That you're struggling. That you need help. Second, you break the silence. You find one man. One brother. One friend. Someone you trust. And you tell him. You let him into the battle. You show him the real you. The struggling you. The fighting you. Not the performance. Third, you get in the Word. God's Word is your weapon in this battle. Ephesians 6 verse 17 calls it, the sword of the Spirit. You can't fight spiritual battles with human weapons. You need God's truth to combat the enemy's lies. Fourth, you pray. Not religious prayers. Honest prayers. Desperate prayers. You tell God everything. Your struggles. Your failures. Your fears. Your doubts. All of it. He already knows. But you need to confess it. Bring it into the light. Fifth, you fight with others. You stop fighting alone. You let men into your battle. You fight theirs. They fight yours. You become brothers in arms instead of isolated soldiers. This silent battle every man faces doesn't have to be faced alone. It was never meant to be. God designed us for community, for brotherhood, for fighting together. But we have to choose it, have to break the silence, have to risk vulnerability. You're not weak for struggling. You're human. You're not alone in this battle. Every man is fighting it. You're not a failure for needing help. You're wise for admitting it. The silent battle is real. It's hard. It's exhausting. But it doesn't have to be faced alone. Break the silence. Find your brothers. Fight together. Because the battles you face alone are the ones you're most likely to lose.